Welcome into another episode of Going Back and Catching Up. I am Dan Austin, and going back and catching up, that's exactly what we do. We go back, and usually we're catching up with country artists to, kind of reminisce about their career. In this particular episode, we're going to go back and catch up with a big-time superhero. Check it out. Lou Ferrigno is my special guest. Everyone knows him as the Incredible Hulk, which at the time it was released in the late 70s, it was kind of this trial of superhero TV shows. He is with me now. Lou, it's a pleasure for you to be with me today, bud.
Thank you. Good talking to you.
So I mentioned that, in the mid to late 70s, it seemed like there was a lot of superhero type shows on, which I absolutely loved. It was yours, and Linda Carter's Wonder Woman was big at the same time, and you guys were on the same network, and I'm guessing that you crossed paths once in a while. Is that accurate?
Well, when I started, I did the pilot, the Hulk, Captain America, and Spider-Man, the TV series. They failed. So that's why I came with my fingers crossed, because the Hulk took off like a rocket. So basically, it opened all the doors. Today, you see the Avengers and the Marvel Universe now.
Yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, it is like this cult following of superheroes everywhere, right?
Yes, I'm very happy to see that.
You were a superhero fan too when you were growing up, right?
I was sure to read Superman, Hulk comic books. I was very obsessed with power when I was young, because as a kid I had to overcome diversity, the hearing and the speech. So for me, it was an uphill battle, but it gave me the passion to be associated with strength and power. So that's why I ended up doing bodybuilding. I embraced that. That was my passion.
Yeah, and you did pretty well at it. Mr. Universe, you have all kinds of titles, don't you?
Yes, Mr. Universe twice, Mr. America, Mr. International, everything running up to Mr. Olympia, to Schwarzenegger. He did Popping Iron, so it put us on the map.
And you mentioned Arnold, and we'll get back to him in just a few minutes. I do have some questions about the two of you and the friendship that you developed over the years. But you're going to be at the Indiana Comic Convention coming up March 22nd through the 24th at the Convention Center in Indianapolis. And, when people come up to you at events like this, I'm just curious, do they come up to you and say, "Hey, Hulk," or they call you Lou?
No, they call me Lou. They tell me how much the show affected their lives, and especially my physicality. That motivated them, because I have three generations of fans, especially mainly back in the 70s. They couldn't wait to get in front of the TV 8 o'clock Friday night to watch the Hulk, and they were like just glued to the TV. And they talked to me about the makeup, about my career, about everything. But the most important thing is that beautiful instant gratification, appreciation from the fans.
What is the coolest story that maybe you've heard from a fan about you as the Hulk? What would you say is there one that really sticks with you that you always remember?
There's one guy came to me, told me, as a matter of fact, he was an actor. He said one time he fell off the ladder, and he fell on his back, was kind of almost like paralyzed, but he kept thinking of the Hulk, and he managed to have enough strength to get himself from the floor to make an emergency phone call. But he said if it wasn't for the Hulk, the power of the Hulk, he said he would have died. So he just thanked me for that.
Wow. That's an incredible story, just to be, in a roundabout way, you saved his life.
Yes.
That is amazing. Joined by Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk, many other things at Indiana Comic-Con coming up March 22nd through the 24th. And I got to ask you about the makeup for the Incredible Hulk, because I remember when Jim Carrey played the Grinch in the movie, and he had to go through all kinds of psychiatric things just to overcome the fact that he was going to be in this makeup for such a long period of time. Now, that was really extensive, but how long did it take you to get into that? Did you have any things that you had to get over to be in that makeup all that time?
I had to be the first one. Like I said, the greatest things I developed, I had the patience to endure the makeup, especially after 3.5 hours of makeup. They had to be retouched all day long, especially doing different scenes. The makeup had the tendency to get brittle, run. They had to retouch me, and then the end of filming, I'd be the last one to leave. They had to remove the makeup. So I don't know. It's amazing my incredible patience to sustain that for 5 years, like 90 episodes.
Man, I can't even imagine having to just go through all that and just. You said patience, so you overcame, and that is awesome. Did they really have to push you to get you mad for any of the scenes, like the transformations coming? I mean, did they do anything to tick you off to make you get into that role?
But what the amazing thing was, when I was fully made up, when I did the scene, every time I did a scene, the crew clapped because they were so into the scene. that gave me a great, compliment because it made me feel like I was doing something right. Especially, when you're in makeup, you can't see yourself. But I wish I could see myself and filming the series to see the Hulk out. I mean, everybody just get turned on with the Hulk out.
It was just that motivation of just the crowd getting you excited and everything. You didn't think of anybody that really ticked you off in life or anything like that to make you get into that role?
The beginning, I was kind of embarrassed when they clapped. But I got to a point I realized that they were supporting me. But the acting came natural for me because it's pantomime. That means acting without speaking. So I love the character, and they said, just do your thing.
That's awesome. Do you have any props from the show, maybe a pair of the pants or anything like that from the Hulk?
I have some clothes. I think I have the eyes and teeth, but I don't have the wig. So basically, I still have those. But over the years, I've been through some of the shirts, jeans, black jeans, blue jeans, you name it.
Who would you say now is the most popular superhero? Do you think the Hulk is still? Do you think he's still up there right now?
Yes, I would say the Hulk because I know the Hulk changed in the last couple of movies, which I wasn't too pleased with. But I still think the original character, OG Hulk, is still popular because the fact that people relate to that, because the original OG Hulk gave like a laser compelling message about life.
I asked you about if you had any remnants from the show, but do you remember those Hulk hands that came out a few years back? Do you have any of those around the house?
Yeah, I've got a big collection. I've got all kinds of Hulk stuff, and I save them. But every time I go to a con, there's always a new hand. Now they have these two hands that has a hole in it. You could put a drink in it, and you hold the whole hand. It's amazing what they can invent, that they can come up with.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, first it was the Hulk hands, and I think they made a noise after a while after you punched with them, and now the thing you're talking about. So yeah, there's people thinking out there, that is for sure. Now you mentioned earlier Arnold Schwarzenegger. You and he are longtime friends, dating back to the competitions that you were in. Are you still in contact with Arnold at all?
Oh yeah, I went to his house a month ago. We played chess together. I have a lot of respect for him. He's been very supportive of me.
Did you say you played chess together?
Yes, Arnold is a very good chess player. So I went to play chess with him. I don't play that much, but apparently I learned a lot from him. But he plays chess every day. He's an expert chess player.
I'm just trying to picture this in my head of you and Arnold, two huge masses of men sitting across from each other playing chess. Of all things, I would not have expected that.
If you go on my Facebook page, you'll see him and I, the picture of him and I playing chess together.
Oh, I'm going to have to check that out now. That's great. I didn't realize that also was he trying out for the part of the Hulk as well?
I think they wanted me because I was bigger and I was different. But I think he wanted to focus himself with the movie. But he felt I was perfect to play the part. I mean, we went a separate direction.
Lou, thank you so much for hopping on here for a few minutes. I do appreciate it. It's a pleasure to talk with you. And you can go see Lou Ferrigno and a ton of other superstars at the Indiana Comic Convention. It's coming up March 22nd through the 24th. And the Hulk wants to meet you. Luke, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure, sir.